Hi everyone, it's Plumpy Peach, and first I need to apologise profusely because I have taken so long to get through my my videos, and it has been a long time since my last one. Things have been absolutely everywhere here, and it has taken me a long time to get to this, and I promise I will keep more up to date with them. I am so excited to tell you that things are going fantastically here. I'm starting to get more of my energy back, which is a big plus because for a long time there I was really struggling with it. I do have my off days and I do have my better days, and things are really starting to pick up. I'm also excited to tell you that in the 7 weeks since I started Opti, so if you remember, I had 2 weeks on Opti and then I've had 5 weeks now since I started my surgery, or I had my surgery. I've lost 13.5 kilos, and I've just remembered that I have forgotten to get the American conversion. I am so sorry again. I seem to be saying a lot of sorries today. I promise I will get it for next time. Can you tell me what conversion you want it in? Someone put it in my comments, as I will also admit to not knowing what conversion you want it in. Please put it in there. Now, next week, I'm also doing my measurements for the first time. So if you tell me what conversion you want it in and what you want my measurements in as well, and I'll tell you how much I've lost in my measurements. Now, I have to stress, please, 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 if you are watching and you haven't been sleeved yet, take your measurements. If you have been sleeved, still take your measurements. It is such a big, important part of your journey. Okay, the best thing you can do, it is such an important part of tracking where you are. When your weight stalls and you don't know where you're up to, and you're sitting there and you're going, things just aren't working, what am I doing wrong? Often it's coming off where you are and coming off your body. Okay, I worked at Jenny Craig, which I lost 17 kilos with Jenny Craig. They were a fantastic program for me. Now, the program didn't work in the end as an overall program for me. It didn't have a long-term effect for me. I ended up putting 27 kilos back on, so I put an extra 10 kilos back on. So it didn't work, but I worked for them and I learned a whole lot of important aspects from them. And the thing is that the measurements that we used to take, and we used to then take monthly, helped our clients with their motivation so much, almost more in the long run than they did the weight. So this is what I created. I'll see if I can show you. This is my person here, okay? And on either side, I've got things like, here we've got bust, waist, hips, right arm, wrists, thighs, lower thigh, knee, calf, the ankle, all of those kind of measurements. And then we've got the measurements mapped out on here. Now, you don't have to write them on there, okay? But it shows you where you're measuring. Now, some would say I've gone overboard on there, but these are places that I wanted. She's even got tattoos, okay? I don't have any tattoos. I don't have any intention of getting tattoos, but I thought she looked pretty cool. She's even a plus size model. All right? But this is how, and I've got many printouts of these. Then I've got the measurements stored on my computer as well. So if I lose my computer, I have hard copies. And I do this with my weights as well. How many times do I hear people saying, I dropped my phone in the water, I've lost all my information, I've lost the app on my phone, I've lost all my information. Keep your information hard copy and keep it on your phone as well, okay? And I've just found out I'm running on reserve battery. Great. So I'm going to turn it down now. Okay, so that is a really good way of doing it. Now, next things to talk about. been a lot of dietary things to talk about this week. I've been to the dietitian since I've spoken to you. I've been to her twice because I went on to purees. Some of the things, I'm not going to go deep into purees because I've moved on to solid foods since then. But I was on puree for 3 weeks, an extra week than normal because I was away for a week. And it worked out quite well because my dietitian didn't actually have me on soft foods as well. So the 3 weeks worked well for me. She had me on 3 meals a day, which was about a 1/4 cup to 1/2 cup of pureed food. I had a 1/4 to 1/2 teaspoon on my fork or spoon, which I got tiny little ones, which I'll actually... Sorry, the table's a bit squeaky on the tiles. So these are... This is the... That is the size of my fork. And that's the spoon, if it goes into focus, and you'll see it's really shallow. So those are the sizes of the spoon and the fork, and I actually went to Victoria's Basement, and I got them from Victoria's Basement, and it worked out brilliantly. I left a minute in between mouthfuls and made sure I chewed really, really well. And then, of course, you've got your 30 minutes before... You're not allowed to drink 30 minutes before eating and 30 to 40 minutes after you eat as well. It's really, really important that you follow those rulings. Now, solid foods. I've literally gone on solid foods, if I can pronunciate correctly. Sorry about that. Solid foods in the last 2 days. Now, she said to me she wants me to try everything. It's really about seeing what my stomach can handle and go from there. She said the hardest things that I'm going to find to go into is drier foods, things like raw carrot, steak, apples, those kind of foods. But just to go on to it, last night I had burritos. Now, I had less than a 1/4 of a burrito with some sour cream. All I had in the burrito was chicken, some burrito mix, and beans, cannoli, no, not cannoli. Oh, I can never pronounce it correctly. Anyway, those beans strained. I cooked it down really well, so the beans were really, really soft. It was absolutely beautiful. I had probably 1/8 of a burrito wrap in there, and I put it in the oven. I had a tiny bit of cheese on it. It was absolutely stunning. I seem to be really lucky, and I hope I'm not going to jinx things, but touch wood, I don't seem to be having any dumping at the moment. But we'll just go from there. Now, she also said that she would prefer if I do have 1 or 2 snacks through the day rather than letting myself get really hungry and then overeating or eating really, really quickly. So she said if you need to have a snack, have a snack. Make sure that it's not head hunger, and let yourself have a snack if you're truly hungry rather than eating really fast at one of your main 3 meals. Now, you might remember in my last vlog, keep getting that wrong, you can see it's been a while since I've been on here, that I had a big dinner with my in-laws or in-laws to be, and I was really quite nervous about it, how I was going to handle it. I ended up going really well at it for half of it. I had meatballs. It was an entree, and there were 4 meatballs, which were about this big, and some Napolitana sauce. And I ended up having 1.5 meatballs and didn't have any water with the whole meal, and I still find that really, really difficult, but I stick to it. And then I had some gelato after, and I was very naughty, and I had 2 scoops of gelato because it goes down so easily, and it was so nice. And I was so full on the way home, I almost threw up in the car 3 times. So I am learning. That is something I'm having a lot of difficulty with, and I am much better now in the last 2 weeks, but my difficulty has been eating too much and eating too quickly. I am much better now with eating that I tend to do half a little fork or teaspoon, and I am getting much better when I think about it, so long as I'm not very hungry, about leaving at least 45 seconds, if not a minute, between meals. Between mouthfuls. It's when I'm really, really hungry that I shovel it down, and it's certain foods that I tend to eat quickly. Since I've been allowed a favorite of mine again when I'm on solid foods, which is yogurt with 2 fruits, so it's peaches and pears cut up in like a fruit juice. Since I've been allowed that again, I've found I eat that quickly, so I'm actually not allowing myself that. I'll try and eat it again today, but I'm going to be very mindful that it's something that I'm not allowed to eat quickly, because the last 2 times I've had it, I've eaten it too quickly. If I can't get a hold of it, I'm going to stop eating it until I'm better. There was another food that I had that milk I drink too quickly, because that's another thing. Water, milk, everything like that. I'm taking too big of gulps. I'm filling my stomach up, and I'm getting myself sick. And that is one thing that she said. The dietitian said, you need to fill yourself up until you're about 70% full. She said you shouldn't be full when you finish. You should be to a point that you're satisfied. And I've heard that a million times. This isn't new information to me, but this is stuff that is so important now. You cannot afford to do anything to your sleeve. It's like a temple. It's got to be an absolute temple to you. So it's something that's very important. Oh, now another thing that the dietitian said to me, and I have been taking actually since before the sleeve, is your multivitamins. Very important. I actually have to get a calcium supplement, which I haven't been taking, which is very naughty of me, but the ones I've had are just too large. Now, the multivitamin I've been taking is the Nature's Way Minis Women's Multivitamin, which are these ones. They're really little, which works out very well for anyone that's sleeve. They've got a men's one as well. You see, they're only tiny. I take 9 tablets in the morning without taking one of these, so they work out well. Now, there is actually the one I'm going to start is a pregnancy one, which is the same thing, but it's pregnancy, and that's because it's got more iron in it, so it'll work out to be even better. Sorry, the video just cut out there because my computer died. So we're back on week 5. Just wanted to say goodbye, and I hope everything has gone really well for you this week. Thanks for tuning in, and I hope I'll see you soon. Bye, everyone.